Hello, what's happening? Matt aka Lethal Frank. We're talking about a pretty sensitive subject, at least to me today. I'm worried about the Call of Duty franchise, my beloved Call of Duty. I've been a Call of Duty player for so long. It got really serious during Call of Duty 4, but I mean, I love this franchise. I love this series. And I'm just worried about it, and I'm going to give you some reasons why I'm worried about it, and where I think maybe they're going wrong. I hope they can fix it, but I'm really not sure. Let's give a little background on this game. I was poking around the internet trying to figure out what was up. And here's what happened. Infinity Ward is the maker of the Call of Duty franchise. Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. But after Modern Warfare 2, the people that made that game, the head guys, weren't so happy and they sued Activision. So Activision fired him. Well, after Activision fired him, 38 other employees quit. Straight up quit. I mean, this goes to show how important those guys were. I mean, they just left the company. And this was most of the really important people involved in game development. So what Infinity Ward, Activision's company, was left with was not so much. They didn't have the manpower to put out a game, and they were on a short deadline. So what they did was they took Sledgehammer Games, they stopped whatever game they were making, and put them on helping out with Modern Warfare 3. And this is why I think this game has a completely different feel to it. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm not going on a rant here about Modern Warfare 3. I'm just voicing some of my concerns about the game, about the company, about where the franchise is going, and if it's gonna survive all this. I'm really not sure. So what they did is Sledgehammer built all the maps. They had the same engine, and I think they did a really good job making the game with the time and the resources they had, but after reading up on it, they had very limited resources. They had pretty much a whole new team working on this game, which is why we're seeing the same engine and kind of the same feel as Modern Warfare 2, with different maps, which gives the game a whole different perspective. I'm not sure if I'm happy about it or not, but that's for you to decide if you like the maps and the spawns. That's not up to me. Now, here's where I'm worried. Infinity Ward has a really bad reputation for post-game support. Let's use Modern Warfare 2 as an example. We had the care package emergency airdrop glitch, where you could drop, care packages, emergency airdrops for days. You could just sit there and drop them over and over and over. And people abused the crap out of this, and it never got fixed. It got fixed after about 3 or 4 months of this glitch going on. It lasted forever. It ruined the game for me for a while, because, it seemed like every other lobby you got into, it was, people were doing that. And they were just abusing the game, abusing their privilege, and there was no real consequence for that. Now, we've seen people getting under the map in Modern Warfare 3, and Infinity Ward kind of put their foot down and said, well, that needs to stop. However, there are aimbots. There's aimbots on PlayStation 3. There's all sorts of illegitimate stuff going on. And, Infinity Ward's going to have to scramble and put their foot down and fix this problem really quick, or I think they're going to lose a lot of customers over it. Because, people are kind of fed up with that. They don't want to play with that. They don't want to play versus aimbots. So I think it's a really critical moment for Infinity Ward, for Activision, for the makers of Call of Duty to either get it right or they're done. I really hope they do get it right. I love my Call of Duty. I really love my Call of Duty. I'm not ever going to hate this franchise. I think it's it's a great set of games. Let's get into a sore subject for me. It's the peer-to-peer hosting system. And I think we've all seen the downfall of the peer-to-peer hosting system, about how crappy it can be when you get on a bad connection. And we've seen the problems with, lag compensation that they've had in this game. And my question is, why didn't they go to dedicated servers? I still can't figure it out. It seemed like the logical step. And you boil it down, the real reason, it comes down to money. It comes down to that cold hard cash. Because buying a bunch of servers to host all these players costs a lot of money. But in the long term, I mean, those servers aren't going anywhere. You can use them. You can use them again. You can use them for the next game because the player base dies down. I think it would have been the right step, the logical step for the Call of Duty franchise to move to dedicated servers. After having now played on dedicated servers on Battlefield, I gotta say it's amazing. If they had dedicated servers for Modern Warfare, we wouldn't be seeing these lag compensation issues because there wouldn't be any lag. There is some lag on dedicated servers, but it is so much less than you've ever seen on the peer-to-peer system. There is no need for compensation, you just have your raw ping, and that's what it is. Now, they did bring in some dedicated servers for PC, but they're for unranked games only, which made no sense to me. Call of Duty made $360 million on release night for Modern Warfare. Just on release night. It couldn't have cost that much to get servers, for dedicated servers. And the point of getting dedicated servers would be keep your fan base for a longer time. There's a lot of people that are really upset with this game. And like I said, I'm not going on a tangent here. I'm just voicing some of my concerns. I'm not going to rip them a new one. I'm just really wondering why dedicated servers were not put into this game. It just would have been the logical step. It would have been the right step for the franchise to move forward and become better and support the players. Now, here's the next thing that I think that maybe they're doing wrong. Time will tell on this. But with the implementation of Call of Duty Elite, they're saying there's going to be 20 downloadable contents for this game. Well, after 20 downloadable contents, who's going to be left playing your game? Only the extremely hardcore people. And I think this is a much lower number than they think. I think Call of Duty has always been a casual gamers kind of game. There's a lot of casual people that like to pick up and play a few games. If you don't have the map packs, it's not that big of a deal. But when you start missing out on guns and all these other things that you have to pay money for if you're not on Elite, I think you lose some customers. I'd be curious to hear what you guys think about this. But I think at the release of the next Call of Duty, their fan base is going to be severely diminished, and somebody's going to be in the position to maybe topple the giant. Now, I'll definitely be picking up the next Call of Duty. I'll be playing it. I just don't know if I'm willing to spend money on all those downloadable contents for this game. They haven't proven to me that this game is going to be stable, it's going to be well supported, and if it doesn't get well supported, I don't think people are going to be interested in buying a lot of content. Now, of course, if you have Call of Duty Elites, you bought the Hardened Edition, you get all these DLCs for free, but that's only a percentage of people that are playing a game. A lot of people don't do that, and pretty much anybody that does not buy Elite is looking at probably several $100s to get all this downloadable content. I just don't see that happening for your average casual gamer, maybe somebody that plays a couple hours a week. They're going to feel completely left out and, not in tune with the Call of Duty. They're not going to have as much fun. Anyways, those are some of my concerns. Please leave a comment if you have something you'd like to add. I'd be more than happy to hear it. That's all I got. Frag out.